Good afternoon and warm welcome to the screening of film Beeba Boys, which is directed by Oscar-nominated director Deepa Mehta. In my opinion, one of the most talented female director in the world, and my personal favorite. I have had the pleasure of seeing, witnessing, and savoring the beautiful opening of BFI London Film Festival for the very first time, and having spent 3 days here. It is fantastic, such a wonderful opportunity to see such beautiful films. I wish success to BFI London Film Festival, and I congratulate everybody involved. Thank you.
So, Gulshan, you're a very well-known Bollywood star. You've played in over 400 films, which is an amazing number of feature films. You're also one of the very few actors, you're the first, in fact, actor to play in both synchronously with Bollywood and in Hollywood films, so it's a very unusual career. Could you just tell us a bit about what attracted you to this Canadian it's a big budget film, but it's an independent film. What attracted you to the role of the mafia don in this film?
Thank you, Carey. That's correct. I've been in, acting in Indian films, in Bollywood films for a long time, and a large part of my popularity, stardom, or films that I've worked in have been playing the bad guy in the films, and of course, when it was time, when I thought that, the Indian cinema and the wonderful talent of Indian cinema and the technicians of Indian cinema, and all of them need to be exposed in the West. I started to go there, work in the West, and sort of start a transition between Bollywood and Hollywood. I'm working actor in the sense that I didn't leave the Indian films. I mean, I kept doing those films and kept going there. This film, the reason I accepted this film is the director. She is brilliant. I had the pleasure of working with her many years back in 1947 Earth. And I play a good guy in that film. In my opinion, I'm a good guy in this film as well. The bad guys are the Beeba Boys, because Beeba Boys are trying to mess with Grewal, the kingpin.
So you are the kingpin, after all. I have to remember that one. And can you just tell us a bit about how you prepared for this role? Because it's a different type of role that you would normally play in Bombay. It's kind of the established Vancouver mafia don. Just tell us a bit about your preparation and your research you did for the role.
Deepa wanted to make sure that this part is played in a very normal way. In fact, I was not able to understand that she did not want to present me as a mafia. She did not want to give me that much of footage in every scene, so that, like the mafias that we see in Bollywood films or we see in very commercial films, And of course, in conversation and in discussions with my director, that how she wanted this to be played as a family man, as a normal, regular guy, and have it should be completely opposite to the guys, the younger guys who are fascinated by the guns, the fast cars, the jewelry, the girls, the television shows, this, that, and the other. I mean, in contrast to them, I should be a normal, regular businessman, that I can be a businessman. But soon they're going to find out how effective it is and how effective it has been. For me, it has been fantastic because this director really, although this is not her genre of films, as you know, Deepa has done fantastic films like Fire, Earth, and Midnight Children. But this was completely different for her. Gangsters, guns being fired, police, choppers, this and the other.
I mean, obviously, this festival this year is particularly celebrating women film directors, and I wondered, this is a very male genre, one could argue, the gangster genre. What do you think that Deepa, as a woman director, has brought uniquely, possibly, to this, or not, but potentially to this film?
Well, I think a director like Deepa Mehta, she brings when a bullet is being fired, normally you would see a wound or blood going, but a director, like Deepa Mehta would show you the resonance of this bullet being fired by this young man, in what it does to the mother's heart, what it does to the girlfriend, to people who love these young boys, So Deepa, of course, has a unique way of looking at it, and this is Deepa Mehta in a different form altogether.
And in terms of this is obviously based on true life characters of real gangsters that live in Vancouver. Could you just tell us a bit? I believe they have very, it's quite high death toll, obviously, and they're very relatively short lives. Is that correct in terms of the actual violence that you pretty much going to see is pretty much based on true stories?
What I have seen on the internet and what information was given to me before starting to act in this film, that is true. None of these young fellows live over the age of 30. Once they get into this, they get shot either by their colleagues or by the police or the opposite gangs, And it is an extremely disturbing thing, a sad thing, to be attracted to the crime for the power that the gun gives you, or makes you feel elevated, or makes you feel that you have tremendous power. It is truly, truly disturbing and sad.
And in terms of the family balance in the film is quite noticeable. Gangster movies don't ever show the family sort of thing. Other than The Godfather, there's a sense of family, but it's not played out in the same way as in this film. Your role, you play obviously a kind of father that's torn between the duty to his daughter, his family, and to his business. Right. Could you just tell us a bit about the interplay, the contrast in that role?
Actually, the film is about to begin in a couple of minutes.
Okay, won't give too much away.
No,
okay.
no, I'm happy to, but I would be very happy to talk after that more about, But the thing is, honestly, this for me was a very interesting experience. As I said, this film is Deepa Mehta's different film, dealing with a different subject matter. And a sensitive director, in my opinion, one of the most talented female film director in the world, and extremely passionate person, somebody who really is working with the actors in every way possible.
Costumes as well. I think the costumes stand out. The music
and
the
yeah,
costumes.
you see those Beeba Boys. Like you can see in the poster that how stylishly, trendily, or bright colors they have.
It's wonderful to have you with us, and thank you very much for coming all the way from Bombay to be with us to introduce today's screening.
Thank you very much.